solo watch-alongs are back, which means it's back to the basics, it's back to the formula that works, it's back to business, and above all else, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock! First and foremost, I just want to genuinely thank each and every one of you for the rather overwhelmingly positive response to my video yesterday. Obviously, I was expecting it to be positive, but to the level there is nearly at 5,000 views, and just a genuinely really good response. I posted it in hopes of getting probably a third, maybe I don't know, a sixth of what it got, but genuinely thank you. It's so reassuring to know that you were all pretty much just waiting for this day to come. And well, we're here. It's finally here, and you've all said thank God for that. Go back to what works and what we all subscribe for in the first place. And sometimes you have to try something new. Obviously, doing it with the byline last season with Alex and Mod, it didn't work out in that regard. Then I went back to doing it solo, and then this season I've been doing it with Alex. So yeah, solo watch-alongs are back, which means no more Alex, no more other voices. It's just me, it's you, it's all the emotions that come with the games that we watch together, like back at the beginning. Heaps of shouting, heaps of laughter, and above all else, heaps of tangents and rants from yours truly. And for those curious, Alex and I are still very much on good terms. This was something that I raised as a concern. He agreed without a hesitation. We've parted ways in that regard in terms of watch-alongs, but I am very much still working alongside him with regards to editing and all that sort of stuff. My original job before the watch-alongs for the byline ever came about. With that out the way, please do join me for tomorrow's game. It would mean a lot for me and for the channel if the first stream and onwards began to grow more and more now that the good old vibes are going to be back. And of course, we are starting off with Chelsea versus Newcastle. Chelsea welcome Newcastle to the bridge just days before travelling to St James's Park for the Carabao Cup. But business first that needs to be taken care of before then is Premier League action, as the Blues look to rectify just our second loss of the season this past weekend. Head-to-head, Chelsea's only defeat in 29 Premier League home games against Newcastle was a 2-0 loss in 2012. However, the Magpies have won 2 and drawn 1 in the last 4 league meetings with the Blues. For Chelsea, Chelsea's only 3 defeats in the last 23 Premier League matches have been against Arsenal, Manchester City and Liverpool, all of which, Man City and Liverpool, we've played, we've lost, we've still got Arsenal to go, but that was a record of 13 wins and 7 draws in that time. The Blues have failed to keep a clean sheet in their opening 4 games in home fixtures in the Premier League for just the second time after the 2011-12 season. Our next goal conceded will be our 5,000th in top flight football. Cole Palmer has been involved in 44 goals in 41 league appearances for Chelsea, scoring 28 and registering 16 assists. Palmer, on the subject of Palmer's 17 Premier League goals at Stamford Bridge in 2024 is the most by any player in a calendar year at the stadium. The English international is only one of 2 players to have taken at least 10 Premier League penalties and scored all of them alongside Yaya Toure with 11 from 11. And lastly, regarding Chelsea, Nicholas Jackson has 9 goals and 4 assists in his last 13 league matches. So shove that up your pipe and smoke it, all of those that doubt Nicholas Jackson. For Newcastle, our opponents in this game, Newcastle could go 5 league matches without a win for the first time since March of 2023, drawing 2 and losing 2. Eddie Howe's side, who are just 2 points behind us in the league, I would say, or I would add. So Eddie Howe's side are hoping to avoid going 3 league games without scoring a goal, last doing so in January of 2021. Howe has won 6 of his previous league encounters against Chelsea, with only Pep Guardiola with 10 and Jurgen Klopp with 7 doing so more since his debut season in the competition in the 2015-16 season. Harvey Barnes, lastly, has been involved in 4 goals in his last 5 away league appearances this season, scoring 3 and assisting 1. Team news and Chelsea, it's all coming up daisies. It's all coming up Millhouse, as I like to say. Chelsea welcome back defenders Wesley Fofana and Marc Cucurella after they both missed last weekend's defeat to Liverpool through suspension. Reece James made his first Premier League start since December at Anfield, but was rested for the midweek win at Panathinaikos. And Reece James has been the subject of conversation with Enzo Maresca, calling him out almost. He's been giving him one of them, saying, you know, you've got to do more. You have to do more as captain in order to, you know, keep your place, more or less, is the way that it was. It was, you can't do less just because you're captain, is what he's saying. Fighting words, motivational words, is what I would say from Enzo Maresca. It's worked before, it's working now, it's working in regards to Mykhailo Mudryk. He said, mate, you're shite. You need to do something about it. And boy, oh boy, have we seen some retribution. We've seen some, rising from the depths. He's raising from the grave Mykhailo Mudryk's career in terms of his time at Chelsea Football Club. What a performance the other day against Panathinaikos. And in general, the momentum, it's flowing with regards to Mykhailo Mudryk. It's good to see. It is good to see. Before we get into the lineup that I'm going to predict for this game, Newcastle's team news. Newcastle remain without striker Callum Wilson. That's a good thing for us, I would assume, who hasn't played since May due to a back injury. Defensive trio Kieran Trippier and Jamal Lascelles and Sven Botman are also still unavailable. However, Matt Targett and Martin Dubravka are nearing their returns. So predicted 11 for this game, and it's a little bit, it's not tricky. It's not tricky. It's one of those ones where I feel like I feel sorry for certain people, purely because, well, one person in particular. Sanchez in goal. I don't think that takes anyone by surprise, although Jorgensen did have a very good couple of saves against Panathinaikos on Thursday. Well, obviously, we welcome back Wesley Fofana and Marc Cucurella. Needless to say, we're going to go with Colwill in the middle as well. Now it gets a little bit tricky because, yes, James, he should start. It's one of those things. He's already started against Liverpool. Why would he not start now? He's also been rested against Panathinaikos. So it makes sense for James to feature in this game, although Gusto has played every single Premier League game apart from that up until this point. So it just seems like we've exiled him now. He's been completely phased out, and understandably so. He is the captain. He is the man with the armband. Not always a necessary thing to guarantee minutes or starts, but it's Reece James, for fuck's sake. So for that, he starts for that alone. In midfield, again, it's more of the same. Caicedo and Enzo, you get the picture. It's a very much well-oiled machine at this point. We saw against Panathinaikos such great depth in this side. And so it's pretty much, apart from Marc Cucurella, a completely new 11. Although Enzo did start in that game as well, if I'm not mistaken. Palmer, a guarantee, of course. Madueke, for me, still starts. I'm not totally, well, Pedro Neto with a weak foot assist against Panathinaikos. Again, it's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. When the bigger games come about for the games, including the B team, it might be ways in order to allow them to gain more chance of Well, I'm coming up to it. Listen, fucking Jesus Christ, something just fell off my desk. Sancho is on the left. And I know. People are going to be arguing that the man on this thumbnail, Mikhail Mudryk, should potentially have a stake in saying, I should be starting in this game. I've been doing bits. So, I'm doing well. Sancho for the majority of this season so far, though, since he's been implemented, well, the whole season, has done really well. It's hard to get rid of that kind of player with consistency for a player that is on form at the moment, but hasn't been on form for the vast majority of his Chelsea career. So whilst we might see Mikhail Mudryk come on in some capacity, maybe as a super sub, I don't think he starts over Jadon Sancho. And again, Nkunku doesn't start over Nicholas Jackson. But there is the starting 11 prediction that I have. Sanchez in goal, James, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella, with Caicedo, Enzo just behind Cole Palmer, Madueke and Sancho on the wings, with Jackson up top. Up top, Jesus. And with that said, predictions-wise for this game, Newcastle are winless in their last 4 Premier League matches, with just 1 win this season coming away from home. And that was against bottom of the league Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, and even then, that was late. 80th minute goal. It's not that late, but it's late. Chelsea, on the other hand, besides our loss last week and our loss at the start of the season, have been a breath of fresh air and should be a shoo-in for a win here. That said, we may have won our last 2 games against the Magpies. I just need to make sure, though, that I'm not mistaken, because we haven't lost against them again in the league since 2022. No, in the league at Stamford Bridge, might I say. I think I said it earlier. We haven't lost in Stamford Bridge, at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League since 2012. So it's been 12 years since we've lost there. I don't want to put the mockers on it. I don't want to put fate. You know what I'm like. I love to tempt fate, and it 9 times out of 10, it comes up against me. But with that said, we won our last 2 matches against the Magpies at home. We did lose 4-1 against them in St James's Park not so long ago as well, with Reece James getting sent off in that game. So it's not a guarantee, although score-wise, I predict yet another high-scoring game. It's kind of what we do at the moment. So for that reason, and both sides' current form, I think I'm in favour of a Chelsea win. I hate predicting Chelsea wins because, again, the fucking, what do you call it, jinxing and all that sort of thing. Just even when I predict a win, it's like, no, it's not happening. But a win and a 3-1 win is what I'm going with. With that said, let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. I look forward to seeing all of you in tomorrow's stream for the game. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. As always, my name is Harry. Up the Chelsea, and peace.